Ho ho ho, Merry November and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rob Edwards and today I'm here for another one of my too early reviews where I talk about some of the Christmas movies you can find on Netflix and why some of them aren't as bad as you think and some of them definitely are. And today I want to talk about two movies which are both under the hybrid banner and there's nothing really wrong with them, I guess, but they are essentially the same movie, and that I mean, the details are different, but in terms of the character beats and the story beats and what happens in them, essentially, it is identical. And the two movies, there are probably more. I might give an update to this when we've watched a few more of these. But there is a movie called My Christmas In, which I think came out in 2016, I think. Let me find out. My Christmas In. It's a 2018 movie. And then the movie Christmas Under Wraps, which came out 4 years earlier in 2014. And both of these movies essentially involve a successful career woman. One of them is a doctor and one of them is an advertising executive who have a bit of a hiccup in their career plans. In the case of the doctor, it's not getting the internship she wanted. In the case of the advertising exec, aunt dies, I think, and she inherits an inn. That's the My Christmas Inn one, obviously. And as a result, just before Christmas, in both cases, they have to up sticks and go to Alaska. Why Alaska? Because there's snow there, I assume, and it's a long way away. In both cases, we get shots of them getting on their aeroplane, flying to Alaska, and then getting on a smaller plane and flying to an even remoter part of Alaska. In both movies, the very first person our heroine meets is the man that she's going to end up with by the end of the movie. Spoilers, but as I said, these movies are so predictable, I'm not sure it's possible to give spoilers. In both cases, they make their best of it. They kind of try and get the hospital they're joining there, or the inn that they're setting up there, get them up and running and get them well established with a view to being able to hand off the responsibility for these places to whoever follows on from them. Either a doctor who is more keen on being a doctor in the middle of Alaska, or someone who actually wants to run an inn. So in both cases, we see our two heroines essentially preparing to leave. There is a central location in both of these movies, which is a local diner. One of them is called Hattie's, I think. Another one is called Mattie's. They're both very similar names anyway. I forget which is which even. But again, we have a wise old diner owner there. Not old, but older diner owner there, who's all about the history of the town and bringing people together. And there is a bit of a strange mystery about the man in the life of our heroine, because he has a weird Christmas connection. In one case, his father runs a shipping company which seems to be particularly busy at Christmas. In another, he, for reasons that are unclear, as well as being a lawyer, makes Christmas sledges. Sleighs, possibly. It's a strange profession, but there we go. That's these movies for you, essentially. In both cases, there is a secondary character who is a friend, a welcoming presence to our heroine, who is too shy to approach someone that they are interested in. And this is juxtaposed, obviously, with the relationship that our heroine is trying to deny. She's busy encouraging this friend of hers to go for it, while she herself is reluctant to take that step. The turning point in both movies is where our heroine goes for an evening date with this man in her life, and he drives her out to see the Northern Lights. And she sits there under the Northern Lights, and she really begins to realise that she is feeling at home in this place after all. But in both cases, she makes a decision. She makes a decision that she has to go back to her old life. In the case of My Christmas Inn, she actually goes back to her office. I think, yes, I'm getting these two movies confused, but she goes back to her office, and basically the boyfriend follows her there and persuades her to come back. This is full-on spoilers, but as I said, really can't spoil these movies, particularly because they are so predictable. Whereas in the case of the Christmas Under Wraps movie with the doctor, she is distracted before she gets to leave by a medical emergency, and she has to come and help out there. In the case of the medical emergency, there is an interesting subplot there where her love interest's father, there seems to be this whole thing about his very busy Christmas deliveries that he has to do on Christmas Eve. They're very important. He's sort of a jolly old fat man, dresses in red with a big white beard, lives in the frozen north. And we are supposed to suspect he might really be Santa Claus. But we all know Santa Claus doesn't live in Alaska. He lives near Lapland, which of course is in Finland. And look, moving on. Now, the interesting thing about this is Christmas Under Wraps, we watched at the start of November, which is 2 weeks ago now, and I have completely forgotten whether the end reveal of the movie was that the boyfriend's father was Santa Claus or not. I feel that's important. I feel that is something I should have remembered. Should I look it up? Should I go and rewatch the end and find out? No, I shouldn't. Life is too short. Look, at the end of the day, both of these movies are harmless. You will see everything coming, every joke coming, I don't want to even use the words plot twist because I'm not sure that they really qualify. But every element of these stories is designed to be familiar. It is designed to be expected. It is designed for us, the viewer, to be really comfortable and cozy with. And I think, that's again part of the joy of a Christmas movie is just being so sort of warm blankety kind of familiar. Are these movies great? No. Are they worth your time? Probably not. I mean, if you have a Christmas tradition like us, you probably have already watched them. And therefore, for you, they probably are worth it. But if you are looking for a good Christmas movie to really get you in the mood for the season, I don't really think that either Christmas Under Wraps or My Christmas Inn are really going to move the needle in that regard. There are better movies than this if you're looking for a bit of Christmas cheer. But if you're just looking for something predictable and cozy to snuggle up and not really watch, they're not bad. Thanks for watching. That is another of my 2 early reviews done and dusted. I will be back shortly to talk about A Christmas Prince and its 2 spin-offs, because they are basically insane. Thank you for watching. Cheers.